Welcome back to Roast, Boast, and Toast podcast. It's been a minute. I don't even know if this is a welcome back or like a reboot.
We already got roasted before.
We've been roasted. What did they say? Like, y'all still do that?
Y'all still doing that?
As you guys know, I'm your host, Magno. We got Kevin. And we got Shorty in the building. Dre's out in Atlanta, probably getting broads. Don't tell his wife that. But,
well, his wife's with him.
Oh, dang.
So, game changer.
Game changer. Getting broads with his wife. No.
Well,
no. But,
he's on a mission trip at Ace of Diamonds.
First topic of order. We didn't even got topics, guys. We were just gonna freestyle. So, but one thing I noticed this morning, if you're on Twitter, then you saw the whole Nicki Minaj and Safari fiasco that happened.
Embarrassing.
I don't even know what they were arguing about. Like I saw a couple of tweets, but the funniest one was when she started mentioning that she shouldn't have paid for Safari's hairline, and he went to the same doctor as Tyga. And that Tiger's hairline is
poor
still
Tyga.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything.
I didn't even know Tyga had his hairline medically done or whatever.
Actually, that makes sense because if you remember, his first song,
it was bad.
Yeah.
I probably never paid attention to it, but
we thought LeBron was bad.
But then Safari responded with something like, he said you have to leave someone who stabs you or something like that to the point of killing you.
Yeah, apparently Nicki, according to Safari, Nicki stabbed him, and he had to get stretchered out of whatever home they were living in.
Mm-hmm.
And he lied, saying he was trying to kill himself so that she wouldn't get arrested.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know. It's just it's a bad look for Nicki. I don't know why no one on her team has been like, yo, you need to just shut up.
Where's Nicki from?
Queens.
Yeah, Queens people got some
Shout
crazy people. Queens people got some crazy. No shots. Anyways, but I believe him.
There was other stuff too about apparently Nicki says, "Oh, he stole credit cards from me. That he used this money to do whatever.
To pay for prostitutes.
Yeah, pay for prostitutes and all this." Safari was like, "No, you gave me the PIN to your credit card or your debit, whatever." So you knew about all this stuff. So it's dang.
And I think the other thing was he's like, I've never, which is if you can go back, I think he's never really admitted to writing any of her songs.
Oh yeah, he said that. Yeah.
He's always been like, no, that wasn't me, that's all her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, you're out here talking you wrote my songs. He's like, I've never said that.
Yeah, that's true. I think people have the media has alluded to it, but I don't think there's been actual.
And he made
proof.
a good point in his tweet back. He's like, who goes on Funk Flex and has a sit down interview? You go on Funk Flex to freestyle. You out here getting stuff off your chest.
Yo, Safari sucks at rapping though.
He does suck at rapping, but
horrible.
He makes a good point.
Yeah.
Why are you going Funk Flex doesn't care.
I think Nicki's going out bad. I think she's looking really bad right now. I think the reason she's doing all of this is because obviously her album is not selling well first week. Yeah. The numbers are 100K.
Nothing's changed. All her 3 albums have now sounded the same. It's the same thing over and over. I think the last time we had a good Nicki was when she was on Monster.
Far as rapping wise
on the Good Summer album.
Yeah.
That's the last time I've heard anything decent from Nicki, because everything else sounds the same. Everything sounds like Anaconda. Everything sounds like all her albums.
You have to be desperate when you make a song with 6ix9ine.
Oh yeah. You definitely have to be.
That song is exactly like Anaconda.
I think 6ix9ine is funny, but he's not really he's not doing anything historic. I'm not impressed with his run at all.
I mean, he's already said it at the Angie Martinez show.
What?
Huh?
Weren't you last time on the show just praising him, thinking he's the king of New York?
Yo, the thing is, if he's able to say all these things and nobody can check him, are you not impressed with that?
Oh man!
I said I'm not impressed with his run musically. But his run as an entertainer, I think he's doing a great job of hyping up, like riling up all of New York and making them seem like, yo, you can't do nothing to me, which he's right now doing. And I think he's done a great job of switching his image. Like, he did an incredible job. Like, he's no longer like this guy you're scared of. It's like he's admitted he's trolling, and he's basically more friendly, more like safe.
I mean, he came out on the Andy Martinez show and said, like, you're like, oh, you serious about your craft? It's like, oh, no, absolutely not.
Yeah. You have to respect that. Like, when you know you're garbage and you admit that, like, I wish Axel would admit that, but, you know me, it's a work in
Beggars can't be choosers.
He's probably going to shut the podcast off right now. Nah, but
shout out to Axel for his graphic tee collection, though.
Yo, shout outs to...
is that Invader Zim? No, what is that? What's the other one? Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty, man. What does Jen think of that shirt? It's great. No, I don't think she thinks that's great.
Her.
Let's call her right now live. Right now. You want me to call her live right now and ask her?
She's busy.
She's busy. He don't want that, smoke.
Hold on. Let's do this.
Are you going to call her? Oh, snap. We're going to keep that same energy live? Dang.
Do you have it on speaker?
Oh, snap. Yo, put it to the microphone. Can you hear it, Axel? Axel, can you hear it?
He's definitely telling her don't pick up.
Hello?
Oh, she picked up!
Yo, Jen.
Hey, Jen, we got a question for you.
Okay.
How do you feel about Axel's graphic tees?
Honest opinion. Be honest.
Good start.
It depends, I guess. It depends, like, when or where he's wearing them.
When and where? What if he wants to wear them all the time?
Keep that same energy.
Wear graphic tees under, like, normal tees. He can wear them under his normal clothes, but, like, something constantly you wear graphic tees is not okay.
But, like, a graphic tee isn't an undershirt. It's like a heavy cotton with like a screen print on it.
Yeah.
My man has the sweatiest chest ever.
Yo, Jen, you gotta keep that same energy, man. I'm kind of disappointed in you right now.
Yeah, you had different energy on Friday.
You had a way different energy on Friday. Talking about like, yo, please talk to him and get him a therapist.
Get him a Threadbox. That's what we're gonna get him a Threadbox. His birthday's coming in.
Why are you asking? Is he there? Are you guys like doing your podcast right now? Aren't you guys doing your podcast right now?
Yeah, you're live on podcast.
Oh, well then.
Say hi to the people. You can't be, you know what I'm saying, rude.
Oh, hey guys, what's up?
I'm Jen.
This is Jen. This is Axel's girl. Now she just revealed what she felt about his graphic tees, and he's mad at us right now, texting her.
He doesn't even look up at us.
He should be keeping it.
I'll let you go because you're about to get 1,000 text messages as soon as we hang up.
He's all like, oh my gosh, why did you say that? I can't believe you said that. He's like, I like to wear my graphic tees under my work shirt.
Wow.
Graphic tees. I get them every week in my little package thing that I get from online with my cool socks.
Wait, you have a membership thing to get
every month, bro.
What is that thing?
I have no idea. Only
what is it?
We'll let you go, Jen.
Thanks, Jen.
Okay.
You have a membership to get graphic tees.
He has a membership to get graphic tees.
From what? Yeah. What is this? What? Luke Ware? Loot Ware?
Loot Ware.
It's a sub-company of Loot Crate.
Sub-company of what? Loot Crate? Mm-hmm. Sponsorship. Wow, that's good.
Wow, kid.
How much do you pay for this? You pay $10 a month? What else do you get?
Socks.
You get socks. So,
2 pairs of socks.
cartoon shirts, cartoon socks.
Cartoons.
Like, bro, like
Theme.
You could just pay me. You could pay. You want to pay me $10?
Not cartoon themed.
Sorry.
Do you want to pay me $10?
It's not a doll. Action figure.
Do you want to pay me $10 a month to like dress you like a clown? Because I can do that easily. Like, come on, man. Like that's not a good look, bro.
So this is like a monthly thing. It isn't just in October.
Why are you not responding, bro?
All right, I just wanted to make sure.
Wow.
You get a big box October 31st.
Yo, another person I feel we need to roast on is Lauryn Hill, and you guys know I praise Lauryn Hill, but see, there's a difference between me and like people that praise and idolize these big name artists. I'm not scared to roast them. I'll roast whoever except Sade. That's different. But
you can't come at your wife.
Yeah, you can't come at your wife. But Lauryn Hill, supposedly there was an interview by Robert Glasper. If you don't know who he is, he's plays a lot of instruments, mostly the piano, the drums, and he's dropped a couple albums. He's a legendary musician, but he used to be in one of her bands on tour, and I guess like he just went on this radio station and revealed that she was like hard to work with, as far as like, she would like pay her musicians like really low wages, and then one day, because she didn't like how they were playing, she like cut their wage in half. And one day he was gonna step out and just leave the tour until like the manager or something went to get him, but he said, "Oh, I need the money wired in my account within these next 30 minutes." And he got his money. He ended up playing the tour. But I guess he also revealed that Lauryn Hill didn't write her music. He didn't say like how much, but apparently she stole music that later came to be the miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Damn.
How do you guys feel about that?
That's like the album for her.
Yeah, that is the only album.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say too. That's one of the greatest, not just albums by a woman, but just albums. Period.
General, yeah.
It was a classic.
Like I feel like it had like a good range of like R&B.
Yeah.
Acoustic stuff, and then also you had the rapping in there, and she was like at her best. So to hear that she didn't write like the stuff there, it kind of like tarnishes.
Looking back at it now, like I assume Wyclef is the one who like wrote most of the stuff, or at least like parts of it. 'Cause he's a monster.
maybe like singing, but I don't think bars. I think naturally she might have been nice with the bars herself, but I could see him writing like her like singing songs and whatnot, other than X Factor, which is about him. So
yeah, maybe Praz was in there.
Praz, yeah. John Forte, he's a member that people don't talk about in the Fugees. He's not really a Fugees member, but he's like a honorary, like a affiliated,
like the 16 other members of Wu-Tang.
But I think we gotta roast her, man. Like I don't care if you're a legend. Like
that's kind of like depressing to hear about that now.
Yeah,
because it's been like 20 years since her album came out.
It also feels like she's struggling in life, and I feel bad.
Yeah,
I feel like the industry did her dirty, and she's had like a lot of like mental health breakdowns, but you can't.
But I feel like a lot of it she's brought upon herself.
Yeah,
I think that's like.
Showing up like 2 hours late for shows.
It's kind of like where Nicki's going.
Yeah. What's wrong? Yo, what's wrong with these women, man? Like I'm not even trying to attack. What's wrong with what do they do to these women in Hollywood? Like it's happening in real life too. Like you see a lot of women just have like mental health breakdowns, and it's like
hey, shout out to the strongest one out there, Cardi B.
Facts. She's keeping it together, man.
She's like, yeah, my man cheated on me, and what? And you're like, all right, like, I can't roast you on anything. Yeah. Like, you're cool with him cheating, all right? Like, congrats on the baby, by the way. But like,
who would have thought? Cardi B is
the strongest one.
Oh my
like,
gosh,
she's untouchable right now. I feel like it's just weird, like seeing these women like being in like someone has to be like, yo, you're not all there. Let's turn it down a notch. You know what I'm saying? Someone should be in their ear like, yo, we gotta tone this down. Like you can't.
But I feel like even the people in their circle might be afraid of like getting fired or having their wages cut in half. Like if I say something, I'll lose my job.
True.
If I don't say something, I can at least like
continue to stack up.
Yep. And then when the time is right, you move on to the next venture, and it looks like an amicable split, as opposed to you being like, that was just like the worst 3 years of my life.
like for example, Nicki just put out her most trash album, and I listened to it. So I never speak on an album I haven't listened to. I mean, there's albums that I know I don't need to listen to know it's trash. But this album, I was like, all right, let me see like what she has. It was like garbage besides like Barbie Dreams, and that track is like she copied it from Biggie Smalls, and it wasn't even that good. Like it was just like it was controversial. That's it.
Is she just bringing like attention to herself, and then as soon as somebody is gonna like respond back, I think somebody did respond back via tweets and all that stuff, and then she's like,
to that song.
Yeah, she's like, oh, it's just a joke, blah blah blah. This is based off of this Biggie song. Because then I think she's just afraid that she's gonna get exposed. So that's why she's kind of being on the aggressive end.
Probably.
Like I'd rather just like be aggressive and like make a fool out of myself before people come out and be like, well, here's the list of facts of things that you do, and then it just derails her career.
But I think I think like Lauryn Hill needs a break from the spotlight. She obviously is not doing well, and like this news just kind of tarnishes her legacy. I feel. I know she needs money, but at the same time, man, like you kind of ruining your legacy each.
But the thing is that she needs money, but she's always canceling shows. She's always late to shows. Like I know one of my coworkers when she came to Boston with Nas, she's like, I'm not coming. I'm not going to that show because all I hear is that Lauryn Hill is late to shows, and or she cancels them. She's like, I don't want to waste good money to go. Like she had, so apparently she had like one tickets off of like 94.5, and then her girlfriends were thinking of coming. So she's like, oh, okay, let me see what's going on. And then when she saw like the prices of the show, she's like, nah, it's not even worth it. Like I'm not gonna pay that much, or I'm not gonna have my friends pay that much. When Lauryn Hill's been canceling shows.
Yeah, like I thought about it, and I was like, yo, I'm not dishing out this much money just to
So your friend didn't even go to a free Lauryn Hill concert?
No, she went to the show, but like. She was like, I would never go again.
Oh, because, okay, got it.
But, like, so she, obviously, like, you got 2 free tickets, you're going to go.
Yeah.
But she's like, I told my friends, like, don't even waste your time. Like, don't even waste your money.
Jeez.
I don't know if do you guys have anything else for roast? I don't know what else to roast. Anything happen in sports that we need to roast about?
In sports?
I feel like something did happen, but I just can't remember right now.
Bruce Bowen was let go of the LA Clippers.
Bruce Bowen was let go.
Bruce Bowen, because he went on some podcast or some radio show and was just like, it's baffling that Kawhi Leonard is acting the way he is when you're like clearly the face of the franchise. Like he's like, I don't buy the misdiagnosed thing because you're the face of the franchise, so why would the franchise not care and misdiagnose you? He's like, whoever's just in your camp needs to like smarten up, and obviously the Clippers are one of the teams that are trying to
recruit him for this for next year.
Next year, and so they fired him obviously to like.
Damn, that's
to be like, oh, Mr. Leonard over here.
Don't worry about him. Don't worry about him, Kawhi.
He's gone. Don't worry about him.
Don't worry about him. You get that about
NBA legend. Don't worry about it.
Oh man, I don't really got anything else to roast about. There's nothing else that really happened. I mean, we're back. I didn't think we were gonna be back, so that's like
apparently not a lot of people did either.
Yeah, apparently people were like, "Are you still doing that?" Like, oh man. Oh, actually, if you're on Twitter, right? I want you guys to go under my boy's. His handle is K_Borgas, and that's spelled B as in boy, ORGAS. He made this post. I want to find the title of the caption of the post.
And that's K, the letter K.
The letter K, yeah.
Okay.
As in Katherine Hepburn.
I was gonna say Katherine.
That's the first name you got, Katherine Hepburn.
Yo, shout out to my white people, man. They're coming up.
As in Kevin.
K as in.
My white people coming up, man. I gotta show them love. Now,
Catherine Hepburn is the first.
Yeah.
So his caption on this, he dropped a beat video clip. It says, "I've been inspired lately. Someone tried to throw bars at me. Her name on there is Hartley Spoken. It's HERTLY Spoken as in spoken word _. So she spit some bars. I want you guys to go and judge the bars that are under there. Should I kill her or not? The reason I'm roasting her live on the podcast.
Kill her lyrically. Let's just clarify.
Kill her lyrically.
Let's just clarify.
Not a murder. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't really want that smoke, but
of course she doesn't. She probably wants to live.
But yeah, I just feel like we gotta roast her, man. Cause how you gonna try to come at a real rapper, and you like probably struggling getting nail clients, but it's all good. I'm gonna save that for the bars. I mean, it's all love, Alini. It's all love. So if you're watching this, I got love for you. Just not enough to let you live with these bars. But that does it for the roast section. I don't know if you guys have anything else.
Well, you might just ruin some stuff.
you just caused the whole thing right now.
Either way, we'll be back with the boast section up next. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the boast section. We wanted to start off with a conversation I was having just here on the sidelines a little while ago. A friend of mine, she said that she believes that your future spouse doesn't necessarily have to be your best friend too. What do you guys think about that? I thought that was an interesting take, especially coming from women. Like, I feel like sometimes they want to have like, oh, I want him to be my best friend.
I mean, I think it depends on what you consider a best friend. Because I think you can have different best friends
stacked up
for different things. Yeah, like for example, I have a friend from college in Chicago from my time there that I would consider a best friend. Because if it wasn't for him reaching out and like, you know, I was trying to like because we all went into one floor and that was all the transfers.
Yeah.
And so like obviously I'm trying to like mingle and he was like, yo, what's up? And then if he hadn't reached out, you know, I wouldn't have been able to meet and like experience some of the things I did in college. So I was like, all right, man. Like we became very close. We obviously we ended up being roommates and just kind of continuing to be very close to this day. But then also I have people like Sergio and Axel who I've known since I'm 8. Yeah. Also would be the same thing. But I think the relationship is different because the things that we've been through are different. Yeah. So I think that would apply to the same thing. But I think within a relationship, it's a little trickier. Because I think if you're... I think they should be. Because it makes communication a lot easier. It's just going to, like, down the road, make stuff a lot easier for you. Like, if you're looking for, like, a quick fling, then obviously, like, if you know, like, hey, I don't think this is going to go past, like, a year, then, yeah, why have a best friend that, you know, like, you think going to be there in the long run. But if you're, like, really trying to have something that's going to go, you know, into marriage and go, you know, obviously longer than that, then obviously you have to. Because, at some point, they're going to be there, be the only ones there to, like, pick you up or help you through whatever you're struggling or be there for, like, a success. So if you just kind of, like, push them to the side, like, what's that? That's just going to cause further problems for you down the road.
Yeah, I feel that. I want to let Kevin go because I have like, different thoughts. Like, not like, I want to get into some other stuff other than, like, besides this question. So what do you think? Like,
I'd say, like, if at first...
You don't succeed?
Like, the beginning processes of the relationship, or even, like, the first, maybe I'd say even year, I don't necessarily think you have to be best friends. I think kind of what you were saying, eventually down the road, if you are thinking marriage, if you are thinking this is the one, you're going to be spending majority of the time with that person. So obviously over time, that friendship level will develop to what I think will be a best friend. Yeah. But does it have to be right from the start? I don't really think so. I think obviously being friends at first would help. I always say, I think a lot of great relationships stem from coming if you and the other person were friends already to begin with. That would help out a lot. But even if you aren't, at least building towards like that best friend level, I think will definitely be able to help out in a relationship. But it doesn't have to be best friends from the start.
Yeah,
I think that will develop in the future.
No, I agree. It's not an overnight thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, if you're looking like, if for it to be long term, then like, it's just naturally it's gonna happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was listening to the last City Night. I think it was called "Love in the Summer," the sermon that Pastor Roberson did for the city, the last City Night, and because I was listening to it, because everybody's like, "Yo, you need to listen to it." I thought it was cool. He gave a great word. Don't get me wrong. I just think like it wasn't a word that I feel like I probably needed to hear now. I'll probably resort back to it or refer back to it in the future. Maybe if somebody else needs like some of the wisdom that he gave there, or if I even need like a reminder. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like not every sermon has to apply to you right away. But I was listening to it. Definitely like what he said about the value part. Especially like he went deep at letting the guys know like, yo, you got value too. Like let them value your body. You know what I'm saying? I think it's the thing that we don't tell men a lot. We tell it to women like, yo, what's the price they have to pay for? What's the price the man has to kind of like pay for him to like earn that? And I also liked that he talked about you have to find someone that you find dope. Like there's nothing wrong with like finding somebody you like and thinking that they look dope. Like, you know what I'm saying, that they're fly. And that's going to look different for everybody. So it doesn't even matter. But what I wanted to get into regarding this question is that I saw another thing today. Since I was hearing that sermon, I got into some other stuff that I wanted to kind of like dive into. And I was watching this video about romanticism and like, you know, how romanticism is kind of dangerous to kind of like relationships, especially ones like within the body of Christ and whatnot, because you have expectations from a culture and society that has built it off of things that could be unrealistic. And the page that I got this from, if anybody wants to refer to it, the YouTube page is called The School of Life, and the video is called How Romanticism Ruined Love. So the reason I want to talk about that is because I feel like the best friend thing stems from romanticism, which I feel like is a great thing. Like, yeah, your spouse, eventually, I feel like if they're not your best friend, then, you know what I'm saying, like, why not? But I think at the same time, we start off with unrealistic expectations of another person that loves us because I think we have a wrong grasp on what love truly is. Like, I think a lot of times, often, we go into a relationship not loving ourselves first, and then, like, that's your first mistake. Because you don't see yourself worthy, you don't see yourself as having value or even loving yourself. So how can somebody else see that, and why should they? If you don't even see it in yourself, you know? And obviously, we know where our value comes because God tells us. You know, if you don't believe in God, you get your value from something else. But regardless, that will be your God, whatever you, whatever kind of gives you that value and worth. But the thing I wanted to get into is the top 2 reasons people get divorced, right, is money and sex. Like, so are we really valuing our partners? Like, I'm talking from like a real standpoint. Like, are we really valuing our partners and stuff if money and sex are the 2 things that kind of break up love? Do you really love them? And the reason I ask this is because let's say we have a friendship, right? And we could have friendships even with the opposite sex, like that you want nothing in return, meaning you don't want a relationship with them or you don't even want to get in bed with them, right? But you still love them. So that's possible to have. So why is money and sex, two things that would disrupt your marriage if, like, at the core, you should still love them. You know what I'm saying? Like, the reason I ask that is because, like, is it possible to love without those things, I guess? Like, is it possible to love with those things not being, like, the main forefront reason why you divorce? Like, yeah, you could work through it, or I guess in the sex aspect, most of it is because of cheating. Mm-hmm. But let's take cheating away. Let's say it's just a couple struggling with that. Like, it happens, you know, and they have to go through, like, therapy or whatever. But if that's the thing that breaks up your marriage, I would ask you guys, do you guys think, like, were they really in love? Like, or were they just looking for, like, a sex partner?
I mean, which each relationship is going to be different.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just, if you come from, like, a background where, you know, sex isn't, like, a big issue, or you've had it before, it's going to be something that's always prevalent, because you chase it, you're going to chase that feeling. Like, even if you can care,
it's like a high.
Yeah, you can care for somebody, like, truly, really deeply. But if you're always chasing that feeling, no matter what, then, like, it's just gonna add on. This is gonna cause other problems on the side. And then I think those other problems accumulated is what's gonna lead to divorce. Because then you're like, if this person, like, you know, if your partner's like, yo, I'm trying to be really serious about this and not have sex, and you're like, I am though. You're gonna, if they're not gonna give it to you, you're gonna
find it somewhere else.
Yeah, it's like same thing. Like, oh, you guys are out of beer, cool. I'm just gonna go to the next liquor store. Same situation. Like, and that's where the cheating delves into. We're like, all right, cool. You didn't give it to me, then I'll just go to the next person who does. Yeah. And then kind of the chain starts over, because then you're like, oh, I'm gonna start developing something for her. And then something's gonna happen. You're like, nah, I'm not feeling it no more. Next person.
I'd say too, another thing would be that money and cheating or sex, whatever, it's two things that are more worldly. So for us, as for myself and for you guys too, is for anybody who's in a Christian relationship, obviously the biggest thing would be putting God first, having a Christ-centered relationship. Once either both of you or one person starts to kind of dwell into, okay, why isn't the money coming in? Why? Or maybe the other person is like starting to think about other cheating or whatever. Once you remove kind of God from that top level, that's where anything's possible for. Exactly. Once that happens is I think the main reason why you'll see kind of those type of relationships. Yeah. Like,
and the reason I thought about, I promise I was not high. The reason I thought about this was because I'm thinking, like, yo, like, damn, like, if you really think about it, when you decide to commit to someone, it's kind of like a messed up situation, because they can leave you because you don't have money. But let's say you have, like, for example, like, I can't leave my mom because she can't, you know, how to provide for me. Mm-hmm. Like, that's still a relationship, right? So, like, let's say she has no way of providing for me or my father. Like, both my parents don't. I can't just leave them. That's a relationship that I'm stuck with no matter what. And that I still have to kind of, like, you know, showcase that love and understanding. And so I'm like, damn, but, like, in a marriage, your partner could easily leave you because you're not bringing your end to the table.
Mm-hmm. But if they understand, like, if that's the case, then, like, it's gonna be doomed from the beginning. Yeah. Because if they, like, truly don't really care about it, and, like, let's say you're going through a season where, like, you get laid off, or no, you're gonna be a little, the budget's gonna be a little bit tighter because either you're, like, saving up for a house or saving up for something big, or you're, like, let's say you're trying to pay off your student loans. Yeah. So then you can set yourself up for the future. If they're not willing to struggle or go, like, understand that concept, or understand that, like, hey, I might be struggling for a little bit till I get this right, mm-hmm. then like when there's a bigger issue at hand, how are they gonna act, or what's their reaction gonna be when it's something a lot bigger than just like, hey, I know when we first started dating, we were spending like $100-$150 on dinner dates. Now I'm trying to cook at home.
Yeah.
Right. Like, for some people, that's we lost the love, or we lost the romantic side of it. Not necessarily. Like,
I think you could still keep it alive. It's just that we see a lot of people like not fight for it.
I think not fight for it, and I think unfortunately with like how media is, it's portrayed in one way.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that like it doesn't necessarily have to be like the bouquet of flowers, the edible arrangements.
Right. And that's the romanticism that comes into play.
It's a generational thing too. Like, we live in a generation that just gives up easily.
So taking the romanticism away, I'm gonna give you guys this scenario. I want to see what you guys will respond. Right? Say someone were to tell you, yo, if you guys were single, obviously you guys are not. So say if someone were to tell you like, yo, I noticed we've been spending a lot of time together, and I was thinking, how about you and I go out on a date and compare credit scores, financial plans, and long-term goals. It's not romantic at all, but they're giving you from the jump all the important things that you would need in a relationship. What if someone were to like come up to you like that?
One, that's weird. like, hey, what's up? 720. Like, what's good?
720.
Like,
it's A1.
Yeah. 640. What's good? Like, no. But like, if you're gonna come at it as a friend, you gotta announce it from the get-go that like, hey, let's get together, and like, I know you're trying to like build your credit, or like, I know you have like a background in finance, so you're a little bit like, I admire the fact that you're like financially savvy. Do you mind if we get together, sit down, and kind of break stuff? Like, I want to see how you have your stuff broken down, so then I can like kind of.
This will be a date, though.
Yeah, I mean, it could still be. You could still have a date with your friend. Like,
true. That's like, true. Most people get scared of that word.
Yeah, like you could be like, like when I go to Chicago, I see my friend. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm free on a Friday. You want to meet downtown somewhere?
Like, I have a lunch date, or
exactly. Like, yeah, I can get you like at lunch. You mind? Like, yeah, cool, I'll be there. Technically, that's a date. Like, people are just gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go catch up with a friend.
Yeah,
it's a date. Like, you set a date, you planned ahead of time. Like, but yeah, if you like go in with that, I guess, perspective and that initiative, like, hey, I'm just trying to like figure out my finances, and maybe you're doing the same, and see if we can work something out. Like, what are your strengths in finance? What are my strengths? And like, figure out a plan that's gonna benefit us both. Then I'd get it. But if you come in here like, what's up? Like, I got 620. Like, I got 20,000. Yeah,
what's this credit looking like?
I got $20,000 in student loans. Like, I'm trying to pay it off at ASAP. Like, I'd be like, all right, like, I'm gonna go watch a movie with somebody else. Like,
yeah. I mean, I think the money talk is important, but it comes at a certain time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that, all that comes at a certain time. What about what you think about that?
No, I was just gonna say, if you're both at the same like understanding of what it is,
yeah,
then that's fine. But if it's more so of like
one side,
if one side is having different intentions with it, then it's like,
yeah,
what are we
weird.
doing? what's going on? What's going on?
It's weird too, because you got to think about the small things. You got to think about like, yo, is there a connection? Do we flow?
Yeah.
Do I get tired of you having conversations with you?
Yeah.
Are you corny? Like, I feel like no amount of money can.
Yeah, the financing, like from the get go, is a heavy talk.
Yeah.
Because like at first you got to figure out exactly those things. Like, is this a person that like down the road I can have like a more than just like a 30-minute hour conversation with? Like, is there something like is are they gonna be somebody that I can bounce from topic to topic,
right?
And they're gonna continue the flow, or is he just gonna be like, finance is really like all I got? Like,
can it take my sarcasm?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, are you gonna be able to handle like jokes, or like if I see something funny and I make fun of you?
Yeah.
Can you take it? Can you?
Yeah, all those things I feel like they matter, but also like trying to get off relationship talks. We already established that. There was a thing about the Academy Awards, right?
Yeah. So this past week, the Academy Awards decided to add a new category. It's going to be the achievement in popular film, or outstanding achievement in popular film. Basically, the superhero movies, the movies made by people of color, or comedies. They're finally going to give some recognition to that instead of like the basic
It's basically like this is the category, so we don't lose viewership.
Yeah,
like we have been losing the last 4 years.
They're compartmentalizing the genres that they don't want to actually put in the forefront.
I was gonna say this is like the equivalent of like having having the participation award. Like, good job, you made it. It's like, wait, what? Why can't these films be in? Like, it's funny that they did it kind of now,
like they should
because of the success of, like, let's say last year Get Out. This year everybody's saying Black Panther's gonna win that, but there's been some other good movies in that too. So it's
now with like
funny the timing.
Sorry to Bother You, Black Klansman, like all that.
Sorry, I just want to say we saw Sorry to Bother You. When was it? Like 2 weeks ago?
Like 2-3 weeks ago, yeah.
Dude, I was not expecting anything. I still don't know what I saw.
It's a strange movie for sure, but I think
I still don't know what I saw.
It's very symbolic.
It is very symbolic.
It is true because.
Did you see it?
No. I haven't yet, but from what I've understood about it, like the one line and scene that really sticks with me is when Danny Glover is like, "Oh, you just gotta put on this white voice."
Yeah.
And as soon as he puts it on, he's mad successful.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on the phone a lot at work.
Yeah.
I also have the white voice, and it gets me far. Like when I have to call, the other day over the weekend, I was with Sergio and we were trying to order food from Domino's, and then one Domino's sent us to the other one. They're like, "Oh no, you're out of our range." The other one "Nah, you're out of our range." So I had to call back the original one, and they're like, "We've gotten it sent from you before," and so I was like, "Hello." Hi, yeah. And then I just had to change the way I did it. We got the pizza delivered in 30 minutes.
It's true, that happens. But there's other stuff in the movie that you don't expect.
Yeah, man. I wish that's all it was.
Yeah,
but there's
it's deeper than that, and you're like, what the heck? But it.
I figured they would be, but if that's the surface level, then I can. I just imagine.
You have no idea what you're gonna expect. I really hope you guys go see that.
It's definitely a funny movie. It's definitely a good movie.
I think it's just sad that that's a true fact.
Yeah.
That somebody of color has to change the way they talk, or just hide an accent or whatever it is.
Yeah.
To be able to go far in getting what they equally deserve. I've had to call customer service for my cell phone or whatever it is, and if I if I say something that was good, or just something with a little bit of slang, immediately walls come up with it, "Hey, I was just having issues connecting to my Wi-Fi," and and then all of a sudden everyone's like, "Oh, let me help you," Well,
listen, I guarantee you, if you go watch that movie, we're going to be having a different conversation. Yeah. Anyone who's seen that film can relate. It was probably the most interesting film I've seen probably in the last maybe 5 years.
Is it more on the trippy side, or more
Oh, it's definitely trippy.
Yeah, you'll see.
But it's interesting, man. That's all I can say. It's different.
Yeah.
It's different. Yeah.
Look at the curiosity on this guy's face.
It's just his regular face.
That's true. But yeah, popular films category coming. So
we'll see what they do with that category. Hopefully, they don't mess it up.
Oh, they'll find a way.
One thing I wanted to talk about was Travis Scott's album Astroworld 2.
Yeah.
What you guys think?
It's an amazing CD to go to the gym and lose weight too. But it's just it just sounds like every other Travis
Scott. I agree. I mean,
the sound, obviously that's his sound, and I'm not saying it's like it's bad or anything, but
I just think like
it wasn't anything that I was like, this is what we waited for.
Yeah. Like I think he oversaturated his sound by like doing features and giving people his sound. Like I felt like he already had songs done and was like, all right, I'll sell you this song. It's yours. I'll do the hook and a verse or whatever. And so people got tired of his sound. So he went back to Hyde for like a year and a half. Dropped this album. I think it's a great album. Like it definitely gets me hyped. I like a lot of songs off of it. I like the Frank Ocean song.
That's what I'm saying. An amazing. Like if you want to get hyped, go to the gym and like really be about something. Like if you have an interview and like you want to crush it, definitely listen to Astro World because like you're gonna go in there with like an all-time confidence boost. But if it's definitely not a CD that I could like be like, oh, this is like the third listen that I've had. In a day. It's more like
I've played Sicko Mode nonstop though in the past couple days. That's a fire song.
Yo, no lie though, I feel like your boy can't weak on that.
Drake?
Yeah, like if you
but I feel
the
like
flow is nice, but I feel like the flow kind of hides the lyrics because you're like he said something like a light.
Yeah.
That's weak.
Like a light.
Yeah.
Like a light. Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what
Like
the hell?
the thing is like with Drake, the beginning of his verses are always like very basic, and then he does like this little like it's almost like
a crescendo effect.
like electronic music where there's like a drop, and he just either goes in, or he does something where you're like, dang. But I think if it almost feels like Travis Scott was like, I'm just gonna start the song here. Like that was cool, but like I want to start the song.
Yeah.
I want to start rapping.
Yeah, he just came out the cut.
Cause it's a random transition.
Yeah.
That's like three different
transitions.
sounds and
Sway Lee's in the last part
yeah.
too, right?
Yeah. But it felt like the Drake verse got cut off. Like he was just starting it. And
he comes back in though.
Travis Scott was
I think that was on purpose though. Just the way of how they wanted to create that sound. But yeah, overall, I think it's a pretty good album.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like I definitely, it's something I'm gonna keep bumping, especially heading back into the gym myself. Probably need hype music like that. So
Sicko Mode will do that too.
I'm more anticipating for his shoes. Have you seen his Jordan collabs lately?
Nah, I haven't seen
it.
The
Cactus Jacks.
Cactus Jack. Oh they're blue and like red. No, they're like
baby. They're Houston
Oilers.
colors.
Yeah. And then he has some other ones that are
the Air Force Ones.
Air Force Ones, but he has some also like some other 4s that are coming out. They look like there's one like a purple colorway, and then there's one kind of like this
grayish
green colorway.
Speaking about
his shoe stuff is coming. I'm more excited about that than his music. But
speaking about shoes, you know something that's like been really upsetting is the Off-White shoes.
Yeah, they've kind of fell off.
The Off-White Nikes, phenomenal, but like Off-White
the brand itself,
shoe,
yeah.
Like the shoes are like, all right. I think he just like, I think Virgil.
Oh, those Travis Scott Jordans look dope.
Yeah.
It's
Houston Oilers colorway.
I think just the Off-White brand shoes themselves, they almost look like a cheaper version of what the Nike 10, like the Off-White 10s look like.
That's a different variation of the same shoe.
Yeah.
Damn, those are nice too.
Yeah.
Travis Scott was on Twitter today he had $100K to give out. He was giving money to people that tweeted like lyrics from the album to him. So of course, your boy tried. I put Stacy Dash. These girls ain't really got a clue or something like that.
Yeah.
That's from the Sicko Mode
song. Yeah.
I thought that was a dope line. I had something like that too. I said something like, "I live a clueless life, but there's no Stacy Dash in it," or something like that. Basically insinuating I'm missing my wife. That was like 2009. Niggas was in their feelings at that time. We're not in our feelings no more.
That was like prime Janae Aiko Drake. Like everyone was just like, yeah, dang man, like there's not a lot out here for me.
But I think that wraps up our bow section. We'll be back here for the toast. Welcome back to the toast section, guys. And we wanted to start off by, paying respect to Aretha. I'm sorry. Something was happening in the background, but like in all seriousness, we wanted to start off with paying respect to Aretha Franklin. She's not dead, but she's gravely ill.
I thought you were gonna say, but she's getting there.
She's gravely ill at the moment. I think she's battling cancer, and so you know she's definitely one of the, a music icon that has definitely put in that work and deserves that title. And you know we wish her the best and speedy recovery for that.
Yeah,
I think one of my favorite blends ever, I think I posted it today, was when they sampled Aretha Franklin for Mos Def's Miss Fat Booty. Like
I didn't even know that was Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, that's her. And so that was an ill sample that they. I actually know the woman who that song is written about, Miss Fat Booty. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll tell you guys off record, but she when he says, you can see it from the front, he ain't lying. He ain't lying.
Wow.
No, I'm just saying, like, I was like, yo, dang. But either way, respect to Aretha Franklin. Hope she recovers soon. And there was another thing that came up today, right? On Somerville Mayor.
So yeah, props to the Somerville Mayor for coming out and saying he's not ever gonna drink Sam Adams. After the CEO came out in support of Trump.
The CEO of Sam Adams.
Sam Adams, yeah.
Supported Trump. Well.
And he was like, nah. Just because Somerville is a pretty diverse.
Yeah.
Of course.
And with the new policies and the fact that he's coming for legal immigrants, it's just making them look extremely terrible.
Has Trump attacked the LGBTQ community?
Yeah.
But not.
What did he say?
Not in like
some stupid stuff.
Not in like the same. Not with the same like ferocity as immigrants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he hasn't. I feel like that's one community he's scared to touch. Like,
of course.
Wow.
I would. That's like half the Beehive.
True. That's half of television too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these. I mean, the media is mostly run by like the Jewish community, but you know a lot of them on the low. Yeah. No offense to y'all might take us off YouTube.
There goes our podcast.
Oh dang, yo, we forgot to talk about Jewish people. We forgot to talk about Dame Dash and his Leor Cohen. Yo, shout out to Dame Dash actually. He spazzed on Leor Cohen on the Joe Budden podcast because I guess Leor Cohen had a interview with the Breakfast Club, and he was talking about. They asked him about like the Rockefeller days. Mm-hmm. And he acted like he didn't know who Dame Dash was. He was like, "Who's that?" He's like, I haven't known Dame Dash for like 10 years. I was like, yo, that's the most disrespectful way to like just talk about like.
The thing with Leor is that you gotta respect him as a businessman.
Yeah.
But like, he's kind of, I don't know. I put him in the same category as the NWA manager.
Yeah, true.
He just saw like
an opportunity
to make mad money and took it. And props to him for seeing that, having that vision. But like, he's not really out. He doesn't really give too. It doesn't seem like he really cares too much about.
Yeah, I can't imagine
actual culture.
I can't imagine Leor Cohen actually listening to rap. Like I don't think he sits around like, yo, I'm a bump. This new, you know what I'm saying? No. I can't see him, but you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, like only they know what they got beef about. Like the real details, and I guess Joe Budden's gonna set that up or try to put them on the same.
I mean,
in the same space.
If I was Leor Cohen, I'd be a little bit nervous.
I wouldn't want to go face to face with him.
Dame Dash came out. What's his face at the awards?
Oh yeah, we talked about it. What was his name? Lee Daniels.
Bro, Lee Daniels was shook.
He's like, yo,
shook in the middle of an award show. He like you have like 30,000 cameras on you. Like you can't even like be like, hey man, like he was like, can we do this later? Like
the funniest thing is like there's like mad stuff going on in the background. Lee Daniels like, Dame, I'll get you your money. Promise.
Props to the guy who was probably just watching whatever was going on and just like happened to look over and was like, yo.
Like, yo, look at this.
Yo. He's like, yo, babe, give me the tripod.
Yo, shout out to Dame Dash. He's real, man. I gotta give him props. Like, that's my spirit animal right there. He's the only one that got when they asked Kanye West about the split between like Jay and Dame way back. Somebody on MTV asked him like, "Oh, do you feel like you betrayed Dame Dash?" Kanye West stayed quiet and was like, "Yeah," because Dame Dash gave him the opportunity to like rap.
Yeah.
So
Dame Dash helped a lot of people. He helped out Currency. He helped out like a lot of hip hop artists. I don't think he gets a lot of credit for it.
He had the Black Rock label for a while, so he had the Black Keys like kind of mixing their sound with hip hop artists. It was kind of dope. But
I think he had like some it's like a analog digital or something.
yeah, he also has like his own streaming website.
Yeah, that was it. But I think that was with Currency, and they had a pretty bad split.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
I feel like that happens to Dame a lot. I feel like Dame is that guy that like he believes in you too much, then he gets screwed over.
No, I think it's the other way around.
You think he doesn't?
I think he like, you go into it with him and he's like, yeah, I'm about it, and like, yeah, like, we just came up with a really good idea, and then he'll just like slowly like just be like, nah, it was just my idea.
Sounds familiar. A lot of people be taking ideas, you know.
That's right.
But one thing I wanted to give props to as well, obviously we haven't had a chance to talk about this, but LeBron James and his I Promise school. I like the fact that he shut up all these like news media anchors talking about like that told him to shut up and just dribble, and he's showing them like, yo, I'm doing more than that. And I like the rules. I mean, I like the incentives that come with the school. You know, if you graduate, you automatically get an opportunity to enroll and go to Akron College University. That help out your family if they need like supplies for food and resources.
What's crazy about it is like, obviously he's the main face and probably one of like the main contributors money wise, but there's like other people as well.
Yeah.
But they played it well, and where he's gonna be like, all right, we know he's gonna be the face, and obviously it goes beyond just helping the kids and helping the family and overall the community, which I think somebody tweeted out, and it made like, I never really thought about it till I saw it, was what they said like, what's it, Betsy Vos, whatever is the
Betsy Devos or Devos?
Yeah, whoever the education person is in the Trump administration, like literally has done nothing.
That's true.
LeBron came out of nowhere like 3 weeks into preseason basketball and was like, hey, by the way, I'm opening up a school. And it's basically just going to be what everyone else would want their school to have, like free tuition. Free uniforms. There's tuition waivers if like you're in a certain situation. It's really commendable the fact that like he is doing that after you got told that, and I think he's doing more projects as well. Like, I think one of his like documentaries that's coming out is like More Than an Athlete.
Yeah.
So the fact that like, I think this is like the biggest slap in the face of the media.
Yeah.
The fact that you grabbed like whatever they made fun of you about and like, you know,
and use it.
Yeah, that's a good title. Like, all right, cool. Let's make a documentary about it. And now you look like a fool because like you could have had 20 years in media, and he comes in like in 30 seconds like, yo, groundbreaking.
Yeah.
This is why I gotta give him. I don't care what y'all think. Greatest of all time, man. Just off the court.
Oh yeah, off the
you can't
court.
compare.
Yeah.
Michael
what has Michael done?
Michael Jordan's a dick.
Yeah, that's right.
Michael's taking money from the young youth. Are you kidding me?
He's making them pay like $300
for like a pair of shoes. No way.
There's like over 100 documented cases of Michael Jordan just being an absolute like dick to somebody.
Yeah.
And just being like, oh yeah, that's cool, whatever. See ya. Meanwhile, he wears like the baggiest pants I've ever seen in my life.
I think realistically, at best, I think LeBron can end up being second all time.
Yeah.
I think he still has to surpass Kobe right now. And this is coming from like I hate Kobe. I hate the Lakers.
On the Lakers even more. I've never like disliked LeBron as a person.
No.
It's more like Cleveland is just like the thing that bothered me most about Cleveland was that they were such a crappy team for so long, and they have already a very loyal fan base for being a crappy team because that's like if you're not Ohio State, that's a main factor of being a sports team in Ohio is just being crappy for a long time.
Cleveland Browns though.
We'll see, yeah.
That's another.
They're looking good this year.
Like you can't like all of a sudden like get LeBron back and then just be on like A1 trash talk. Like,
we're like
the
true.
Best. Like we're dynasty. Blah blah blah. I was like, fam, you were irrelevant till he hit 18.
That 18-year-old made y'all relevant.
Yeah.
Nah, but shout out to him, man. That's good. I would love to be able to even have an opportunity to do something like that.
I was gonna say it's earlier speaking of Donald Trump too, when Donald Trump he put out like this tweet that said like LeBron James was interviewed by Don Lemon, who's the dumbest man on television, and he made LeBron look smart, which isn't easy to do. Like, bro, really? You coming?
There was also
Don Lemon came back out and was like, "What have you done?"
Exactly.
Bro?
And the funniest thing about that one too is somebody actually recently interviewed Melania Trump, Donald's wife, and was like, "What do you think of like what LeBron's doing for the kids?" Because she's involved. She does like the stuff.
She's like an advisor to.
Yeah. And she was like, "Oh, I think what he's doing is great. It's a great cause." So it's like,
yeah,
you idiot! Like, what do you? You're the idiot, Donald.
The worst part about it is that he like. I think her parents just became like citizens.
That's another thing.
In the same policy.
It's like being sponsored by someone.
Yeah,
and
that's
the exact same policy he's trying to get rid of.
So like technically, like he should deport his parent-in-law.
Yeah, he should, but he's not. Yeah,
yeah. That's what I remember. Someone, because recently there was a case where on Twitter a girl, I guess she dropped. Oh no, it wasn't even this. It was Aaron Rodgers came out. Shout out to Aaron Rodgers, by the way. He came out saying like, "Oh, the protesters weren't really about the flag or the soldiers. It's about police brutality and the injustice of black or colored people of color being killed." And so, I was like, "Oh, Tom Brady has not talked about it."
Yeah.
And someone posted saying, "Oh, but his wife is foreign and he's a man of action." And I was like, "Yo, just because your wife is foreign does not make you like someone that advocates for those people." Because obviously we see Donald Trump, his wife is foreign, but he doesn't care about anybody else's immigration status.
Right.
So I think like that's not an excuse. Like that's a weak argument.
Oh yeah.
That just because you may have like a wife or a husband that's of color, that automatically makes you an advocate for that particular group. Because at the same time, you could like that specific individual, but we also seen cases where those two people have kids and they call their kids a N-word or a spick or so forth, and they may hate that whole entire race whatsoever aside from that one person. And we know that slave owners used to have sex with the slaves. So at the end of the day, like, what I'm saying, when you're trying to get sex, it doesn't matter what color you are, people will want to sleep with you, but it doesn't make you an advocate for people of color or their struggle. But I think that ends up today's show. Do you guys have anything else?
Just give another quick little shout out and toast to all of our friends who are in Honduras right now on the mission trip.
Shout out to them.
Doing great work over there. Looks like they're having a
good time.
Good time. All the pictures they've been sending us.
Looks kind of hot though.
It does look hot. I heard it's really hot out there.
Yeah, they've been battling the humidity, but they've been making the most out of it.
So shout out to them.
Yeah, man, they're
doing missionary work.
Yep.
Keep them in your prayers. They'll be back August 23rd, I believe. And if you want to find us this Friday at the city, we'll be there in Cambridge, 52 Russell Street, 8 o'clock on the dot. You can talk to me, Kevin, or Shorty. We'll be in the building. Not Axel though. I mean, he might be hard to find anyways. But shout out to you guys for staying tuned. We back. Yeah, we're not going anywhere. And yes, we still do this. Peace.